Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video talking about one of the prompts that I actually put in the Blue Hour Sanctum Notes, and that is the idea of reframing things with creativity. It's a fun little technique that I like to do with clients and different people to figure out ways to take something that you've been thinking and reframe it into something more positive or just a little bit better. But maybe it's something positive you already had, but it's just not working for you and you're trying to put it into a different light. So, for instance, what I usually encourage people to do is to write down a thought that you've struggled with recently and create a piece of art inspired by it, or maybe a song lyric or a photo or a sketch or something like that. For instance, you could take the phrase I failed and put it into I learned, or I'll never be good enough and put it into I'm still learning. So something kind of like that. And the reason why this type of thing helps is because you're reframing thought through art, which allows emotions to transform in a more comfortable environment. And it's not about denying any of the difficulty that you're experiencing, but discovering hidden meanings and things within it all. So, for instance, there might be times where I feel like I'm really struggling at being able to keep up with friendships or anything like that, or maybe just the relationships in my life. So something that I'll do is I'll turn to my guitar and just start writing things down and singing things. And what I'm going to do to you for you guys is I'm just going to show you just in real time how I might do something like that. Just by singing random words and random tunes and random things, just going to be uncut for you guys to see. So I apologize if this is kind of boring or something for you guys, but here we go. So I'm going to take the idea of, yeah, struggling with relationships and put it into some other light. I like to keep the chords simple, the music simple. So right now I'm just going between an E chord and an A chord. It's just really simple. If you don't know that, maybe go G and C or C and F, something like that. And I might come up with a melody like do do da da ba da ba da da ba da ba da da da. Nothing too complicated. Something like I can see you in your eyes. I've wondered countlessly. Dreams of you, dreams of me, living so effortlessly. You wonder what's going in my mind. I wonder how hard I have to try. Seeing you, breathing you in is all I want to do. And how can we be together once again like we used to be? So that's an example of me just saying things off the top of my head, playing really simple chords. I'm trying to find the lyrics, I'm trying to find the messaging, and trying to keep it really simple. I'm not trying to do anything crazy with my voice or anything else. I'm not worrying if I'm in a good key. Don't worry if I sound good. I'm just trying things out, and I'm trying to convey an emotion as well. Now, I had no idea what I was going to sing about, what was going to come out of my mouth. I just started singing, and it started to come off like this idea of two maybe people in a relationship trying to find communication with each other, which is something we all struggle with, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever it could be. And there was a point where I wanted to go into some different chords and find something else, but I was like, no, I'm going to keep it really simple because I don't want to overwhelm myself just yet, and that's what I did. But I wanted to switch up how I sang. So that's something that you can do, is find something kind of like that. If that seems a little too tough for you still, if that seems like maybe it's more than what you're wanting to do or capable of doing, then I just encourage you to hit some strings around. So kind of like what a bass guitar player might do, where they may just hit that might be simplifying playing bass, but you know, something kind of like that. Or if we're doing the AE thing again, just down strum it. And I can see you over there. Maybe just talking more. I can see that you're not who I once knew. And every time I see you, I want to break you down and cry. But this part of me, every sense is struggling to find out what is meant to be, and I can't tell what you want from me. There you go. Now that might sound like a song, that might sound like I put time and effort into it, but I'm just like singing random things, and I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if it sounds like it goes together, but that's not the point. The point is you're trying to say things until you hit a moment where you've said something that really inspires you, and then you continue on with it. So I'll share actually one of my own songs that I had written before, and this one is a song I wrote for my wife, and I got inspiration from Doctor Who. But when I was playing it, I wasn't thinking of Doctor Who yet. I just started to say some things that reminded me of Doctor Who, and then it got me to write the rest of the song with that. So I'll kind of show you right now how I did that. I just started playing it, that kind of E thing, but I did a different chord where I took like an F sharp, and I did it kind of like this, but here it goes. So the story goes, the ending is like the rest. Will we surely die, or can love change all this mess? And then I sing this next part. Trapped inside this big old box, I have found you, and I've seen you. Now I don't know if I sing that exactly that way, but I sing this idea of being trapped inside of this big box, and I was thinking of like a house. I was thinking of all these other things that it could have been. It was more of a metaphor. And then I was like, oh yeah, this big box, like Doctor Who, the TARDIS, like that's really cool. And then this idea of like, just give me some time, give me some patience started to come to my mind. And so there's this reference in Doctor Who where Matt Smith's doctor meets Amelia for the first time. And when he's leaving to go away and to come back to see her, he says, just give me 5 minutes. Wait 5 minutes and I'll be back. And then spoilers, which is, he comes back a long time later. So then I sing this. So I go, trapped inside this big old box, I have found you, and I've seen you. So give me a minute of your time, give me 5, and I'll show you a world. I'll show you things that you've never seen. And then I go into the chorus, into the rest of it. But it's kind of this idea of all of a sudden I said a word, I said a phrase that reminded me of it, and then it gave me this whole other idea. And then I was able to just keep writing. And then I get to the second verse where I get a lot more into the Doctor Who stuff. And I'll play that for you for anyone who knows Doctor Who. This is mostly written from the Matt Smith's Doctor's perspective with River Song and things like that. I'm just being nerdy right now, but I hope you follow along. But I sing this part. I go, throughout the years I have seen and met so many queens, but none of them have looked like you or have made me feel the way you do. Now, this is where I diverge from actual Doctor Who stuff, because he's not actually falling in love with this person necessarily, but this is me using that as a way of falling in love with my wife. And then I keep going on and on and on. I'll publish the whole song for you guys as well, so you can hear it in its entirety. But that's one thing that you can do, is take from inspiration from these other songs or TV shows or anything else. Now, the kind of final prompt that I would encourage you to do is, let's say that you're struggling with creativity with the writing overall, and it's just not hitting you. You can't play the guitar well, you can't do these other things very well, and you're just really struggling with it. One of the things that I would encourage you to do is to either listen to another song, like an instrumental, and write words to it, or just do more poetry to some extent. You could even just hear something being played kind of like this. It could just be. And you could just write something, just words down, things that the music is making you feel. Even you could say, man, this is making me feel sadness, this is making me feel anger, this is making me feel frustration, this is making me feel love, this is making me feel joy. It could be anything. It's reminding me of that time that I went to Six Flags whenever I was a kid, and someone bumped into me and knocked my ice cream over or something like that, and then they turned out to be my spouse. It could be anything like that, but the whole idea that I really would want you to find a way to do is to reframe things, is to take something that was one way and make it another. So earlier, whenever I was singing the music about the friendship and everything else, I'm singing about this heartache or this friendship that isn't going very well, but it's also wrapped up in this idea that I want it to go well. So it's not that I don't want it to go well, it's not that I want it to fail, it's that I want to, but I'm struggling in some way or another. So it's not that I'm failing, it's that I'm struggling. And then, of course, if you want to get super, intense with it, you could, make it just all about how you feel like you are a failure. But for it to be more therapeutic, I would also encourage you at some point within that song or poem or art thing that you're doing to throw in some kind of glimpse of, grace, giving yourself a little bit of grace. So even if you want to write something that's a little bit more heavy and hard on yourself, it could be something like, I'll make it really simple, like, hope this doesn't come off sounding silly and ironic, but something like this. You'd be like, I'm so tired of myself, always getting in the way of everyone else. Seems nothing's going right. I'm so tired and I don't know if I can get by. If you see in me anything that is worthy of redemption, tell me, 'cause I am fading out like the fog in the afternoon. So please come soon, 'cause I'm fading out. I'm falling apart. I don't know if I am doing this alone or with anyone else. Too tired of myself. I need someone to come with me. So there you go, something kind of like that, where you're singing out this idea of, feeling hopeless, helpless. You really don't like yourself that much, but you kind of recognize that if you had someone to come alongside of you, if you had someone to partner with you or to be that friendship or whatever, to give you a glimmer of hope that there's more to you than what you think, then that would actually help me keep going. That would help me to progress. So it could even be something as simple as that. You don't even have to say, I actually value myself, or I like this about myself. It could just be, I have a sense of hope or a sense of curiosity as to what would happen if someone came alongside me, and I think that might actually help me and be beneficial for me. So I hope that this video helps you with that. I hope that something that I've said in this video really helps you to feel like you can be a bit vulnerable, even just with yourself, and search these things out with yourself. Um, Hopefully, you were able to listen to all this and find something in there. Take some of the stuff that I said and make it your own. Try to find something that I did that I came up with and feel like, all right, maybe I'll try this myself too. Like the stuff that Nick was saying or the chords that he was playing or whatever else. There were a couple moments where maybe I played things without singing. If you want to loop that over for yourself, go for it. Look at that Blue Hour Sanctum Notes. It should be free until the end of August. And if you're a member of the Nocturne Gnomes or Electi Arcanum, you're going to get it included for yourself. Otherwise, it's just $5 to purchase, and then you can look at all the prompts and things that I put in there. But this is one of the prompts that you can get out of it, and so I hope that you guys find some value out of it, and leave some comments below to tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next videos. See you guys. Thank you.